All right, so here's downtown. That's the main drag, Palm Canyon Drive. And here I am with Scott from Toronto. Scott on tape.
Toronto, Canada.
Toronto, Canada. Oh, is there, what's the other Toronto?
None that I know.
Oh. So, Ingleside Inn, this is the famous Ingleside Inn where Frank Sinatra and all his pals used to hang out. And this is where Frank and Barbara, his second wife and last wife, where they had their wedding reception the night, I guess it was the pre-wedding reception, the night before the wedding. And he was friends with Melvyn Haber, and he used to hang out here all the time, along with just about every other celebrity in Hollywood. I think there's, hopefully we can find a plaque here, a historic plaque. I believe this was built back in the 1920s, and it was a hangout for all of the A-list movie stars back then and even today. So we're going to see if they'll let us go in and do a little filming. They might not, since looks like they might already be open for...
So this is where Frank Sinatra had his wedding reception.
Yeah, it was the night before the wedding, yeah.
Before the wedding.
And let's see, I think this is a historic plaque. Let's see. Yeah, this is one of the most famous hotels here in Palm Springs. Okay, while walking through all public areas. Okay, I should put my mask on. Okay, so the pool is over here. This is a really cool. You know, this patio reminds me of the patio at the old hotel in the Grand Canyon. Have you ever been to the Grand Canyon? Yeah, I mean,
that's the hotel on the southern tip?
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah, it does look like that.
All right, so here's the plaque. If you want to read it, just pause the video and you can read this. Okay, so it was opened in 1939. I thought it was the 20s, but I guess it was 39. Melvyn Haber. It was built as a private residence, though, in 1922. Okay, I'm going to put on my mask, and then we'll go in and see if they'll let us walk around. All right, let's go in.
Hello. We're big fans of Frank Sinatra. I know we used to have a wedding reception here in LA.
Excuse me, what?
We're fans of Frank Sinatra. Yeah, are we allowed to walk around and take some?
Yes, sure.
Sure. Is there a specific wedding reception room? Do you know where that was held? Or?
No, I don't know.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, because a lot of people, a lot of famous people have the...
Yeah, there's too many to...
You have like some pictures, and yeah, you can go to that side, and walk over, you can check it out a little bit, not into the pool, but around, and yes.
Okay, great.
Great, thank you very much. Okay, if we're muffled, it's because of the... What does it say? Where Lily Pond stayed. Okay, so this is the room where Lily Pond stayed, and they have a historic photo here. That's pretty. So there was a picture inside of the room where Lily Pond stayed. And I can't remember if she was a singer or if she was an actress. I remember the name, but definitely way before my time.
Lily Pond.
Lily Pond. You don't know that name?
No.
Okay, so we'll have to look her up and see. But they did have a couple of pictures of her. I think it was definitely way before our time. So this is really cool. So the pool is on the... We passed coming in here, and then this is just the courtyard.
Oh, it continues over on this side? Yeah.
And, you know, it might have just been a small reception for family and friends, close friends. Yeah, but according to all the stories I've read, Frank Sinatra, this was...
The Lily Pond's room.
Oh, it's right here? Okay, so she must have been a big deal, even though it's before our time. And look, this definitely looks like the original door, doesn't it?
Yeah. For sure.
All right, now we need to find out who Lily Pons was.
I asked that to her real name. Lily Pond.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, Lily, oh, you know, I didn't even get that. I didn't even get that, Lily Pond.
You know the name? Right.
Oh, look, they all have...
The floral room.
Okay, floral. I don't know what that means, but... This is really pretty.
Here's Margaret's room.
Okay, it'll be interesting to know who Margaret was. Margaret,
All the boys knew Margaret.
yeah. I was thinking Anne Margaret, but that would have been Anne's room.
Well, good.
Thank you. And that's the other thing that what makes it harder for me is the longer the trip, the longer I'm away from.
Well, I was thinking about that. I thought about.
It's really, it's silly, but it's we're very attached.
Oh yeah, well they're
We're
like
super-
kids.
Yeah, so it's just it kills me to.
Well, when you were talking about that the other day in your video, I was like, oh yeah, you know, it's like how do people? It's like leaving your kid for a month.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like.
I listen. Oh wow.
All right, so this is Melvyn Haber,
He looks like a restaurant owner from Palm Springs.
doesn't he? Yeah, he totally does.
Yeah.
Now, I visited his gravesite,
Oh really?
and the interesting thing is, it's really close to
Frank's?
Frank Sinatra. So when we go tomorrow, I'll show you.
Yeah.
He's just right across the little street, and I thought, well, that is so cool because they were friends. So it's kind of neat that they're buried really close to each other.
That's awesome. Look at that. That's a great shot.
Yeah.
He just looks like he would know everyone and just be plugged into the scene.
Yeah. Oh
It's
yeah.
just a
Well,
super nice
you know,
guy.
maybe not so much in the beginning. In the very beginning, at least according to all the stories, when he first opened his hotel, I guess he wasn't really that familiar with all the celebrities because when Ally McGraw and Steve McQueen came,
he didn't know them. Yeah.
You know, they showed up on their motorcycle, dressed in motorcycle gear, and according to the stories, he wouldn't let them in the hotel. It's a very exclusive hotel, or it's very high end, as far as I don't know if it was a hotel or the restaurant and bar. So he denied them access. Steve McQueen and Ally McGraw, and I guess after people found out about it, everyone laughed because it was so ridiculous that he would not allow them in the restaurant or hotel. Okay, so this is the bar where. Oh, look at this. Oh,
Yeah.
this is so cool.
I want to ask if it's okay. But we got another one.
I wonder if everyone here visited Melvin's or stayed here. I believe they all did. That is really cool.
Love it. Look at that.
Is that that's Peter Fonda, and who's that in the driver's seat? Is that, I don't recognize Frank.
That's
Hey, look at Debbie Reynolds. Okay, I wonder who that is. Here's Melvyn with Cher, and also with Frank Sinatra, and that looks like Martin Landau. I don't know about Landau, but I know that both Cher and Sinatra owned homes here in Palm Springs, not far from this restaurant. So are you open for lunch or just dinner?
We're open for brunch on Saturday and Sunday
Oh,
from
okay.
11 to 2.
Okay, and is there a dress code?
Yes, it is semi-dressy, not fully dressy. It is Palm Springs, but it's a collar shirt and a flip-flops.
Okay, good to know. There's a painting on the wall of Sinatra straight ahead, and I wonder if that was maybe his stable when he used to come here. Okay, here's Mel with all his celebrity friends. Dinah Shore, Liza Minnelli, David Hasselhoff.
these all the celebrities.
Oh, yeah, look, I found all these photos. There's a couple over there by the cash register. But, all right, is that Frankie Avalon? Or no,
That's Paul Anka.
Paul Anka, okay.
David Hasselhoff, Liza, Dinah Shore. Oops.
Yep. And look, we got Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Jerry Lewis. Who are you?
Yeah.
Jerry Lewis. Arnold and Maria. Barry Manilow.
Who also lives here in Palm
We're
Springs.
talking. We got Bob and Dolores, right?
Yeah.
Liberace Lee, and who's that? Who's
yeah.
that on the side?
I'm not sure who that is. I mean, she looks kind of familiar, but
Larry King in his younger days. He was only 90 there.
yeah.
Ah,
Was it Ford?
Jeff Ford and Betty Ford.
Yeah.
What's
The
his name?
the music guy. You should know him.
Yeah, that's from Arista Records.
What is his name?
The founder of Arista Records.
Well, it only took me 5 minutes to remember that was
Yeah, but you
Clive
got
Davis.
before me. Clive Davis. Over here we got Mr. Hefner.
Oh yeah, you.
In the middle,
Lucy.
Lucille Ball, and my favorite, my man,
John Travolta.
JT.
Wow.
John Travolta.
I didn't know you were a John Travolta fan.
Oh, huge.
Did you notice the napkins?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. You got one?
There's Frank Sinatra.
Where was the painting in the back?
Yeah, there's Frank right there.
Oh yeah.
Napkins for Frank.
Look at this. Isn't this cool?
Yeah, no, that's okay, as long as you have a collar shirt and no flip-flops, sir.
Yeah. So they're saying it's not necessarily.
Collar shirt and no flip-flops?
Yeah. Collar shirt, no flip flops. So it's not
There's
totally.
the whole wardrobe.
No, and they do have brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. So that's pretty good. Okay, yeah, so the reception could have been out here. I mean, it could have been anywhere, I guess. Well, that's cool. I didn't know if we'd be able to get in. Well, you know what? Let's take a look and see if we can see the pool.
Yeah. Yeah, so California is wide open, you were saying.
It seems really well, at least Palm Springs, as you can see today. I mean, it was just packed everywhere, and people are eating inside or outside restaurants, which really surprised me just a couple of weeks ago when we went to a restaurant indoors, and it was packed.
I know that like Universal Studios is reopening tomorrow, but only for California residents.
Oh, interesting.
No ID.
Well, that's kind of nice to keep it down a little bit, keep the tourists from coming. There's a little hummingbird. We have a lot of hummingbirds down here, and I get distracted very easily.
And I don't like birds. I don't like birds that much.
Not even hummingbirds?
They're all going to attack you at one point.
At one point
Even
or another.
hummingbirds. I firmly believe that.
Pat, didn't you say that in one of your videos?
I do,
just
because
recently
I've been
the other day?
attacked by so many different kinds of birds. But I'm an animal lover and I love birds from afar. But I always know when they get close, they're ready to attack.
I never.
It's
have
the
been
hair. They think
attacked.
they can nest in it.
Oh yeah.
They're
it
assuming
does.
it's a nest
It
or
looks
another
very
word.
comfortable. It looks very inviting.
It's not.
If you're a bird, especially. So anyway, we're leaving Melvin's here. We just the staff here was really nice, and they let us walk around and film on the outside, on the inside. We even got a little Frank Sinatra napkin.
Let me show you.
He used to be here. He used to hang out here at the bar all the time. Look at this.
Oh, no.
Frank Sinatra. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And lots of really cool pictures. So anyway, this is a really fun one. I've been wanting to do this for years, and I was waiting for the right time and the right person to do it with, and today was the right day, and Scott was the right person. So all right, so we're gonna head out and see if we can find any other locations. If not, I'll just say goodbye now, and we'll see you on the next trip down memory lane. Bye, everybody.
We'll find some more.
I think we will too. As I promised earlier, here's the gravesite of Melvyn Haber, just a few hundred yards away from Frank Sinatra's gravesite, here at Desert Memorial Park in Cathedral City. The cemetery is on Ramon Road, and so is the Ingleside Inn. The hotel and restaurant are just 6 miles west of here. And I'm also going to walk over and show you Frank Sinatra's new headstone, in case you haven't already seen it. And even if you have, it never hurts to visit Frank Sinatra's gravesite again. This week I want to give a shout out and thank my newest Patreon supporters, Norman Johnson, William B. Earl, Donald Hickox, and Lee Boatwright. Thanks Norman, William, Donald, and Lee for generously donating to my channel. I never take support like this for granted, and it's always appreciated.